As promised, here is the tutorial to make the polymer clay tiles with image transfers. I'll be showing you all the tools you need to make it and how to actually make it. So first of all, to make the clay tile pendant, you need some clay. I've just bought the Sculpey, which you can get from Spotlight or Lincraft or just like a generic craft shop. You need to have a picture of any size that you want to choose. It's important to remember to reverse the picture, or else once you lay it down flat on your clay tile, it will come up in reverse, if that makes sense, as a mirror image. So that's just a printed picture, and I've chosen a Michael Jackson Thriller cover album picture. You can choose whatever you want. It must be printed on laser ink. If it's not printed on laser ink, this won't work. So I've got some clay that I've used before, nice wrapped up. A paintbrush for glazing, and some glaze, studio glaze there. So I've just got the two Sculpeys. They cost around $2 to $3 in price. I have a razor that I've bought, which comes in handy for cutting clay, and just a regular razor, which you need to be careful with, obviously. It's very easy to cut yourself. And I have this Sculpey clay softener, which comes in handy if the clay is really hard, which this is. The other thing I was going to suggest also is a rolling pin. I'm just using a plastic one because the kitchen one that we have here is wooden, and it's the clay is actually non-toxic, but it's probably not a good idea to mix food and clay. So let's get started. I'm going to make like a square shape. You can actually use a pasta maker, which I've never tried, but I've seen other people do that. So just make it an even width. And then basically just glorified Play-Doh making. I'm going to cut it and get rid of the excess clay. So what we'll do is we'll take the image that we're using, which is this one, and we will turn it upside down and stick it down like that. And we'll just give it a bit of a rub to make sure it's stuck there and that the picture is actually secured on. Okay, then we're going to cut around it. This, so it's the correct size for the image. Like that. Okay, then we've got a little little bowl of water just here, and we're going to dampen the back of the image like this. It's sort of like when you're little and you have the temporary tattoos that you put on your skin, and you're adding a little bit of water to it. Not too much, because if you soak it, then it will ruin the image completely. But you're just being a little bit firm so that the paper starts coming off. And you want to be firm so that the image actually fastens itself to the actual clay. So you can see, well, hopefully you can see there's paper starting to come free, and that's really similar to the way old style temporary tattoos used to work. So you want to get all the paper off it without actually scratching the image, so you've got to be quite careful. Firm but not too firm that you'll bugger up the actual image. So you're going to keep doing this for a while until you're satisfied that all the paper's gone and the image is still securely unharmed on your clay. Once you feel like all the paper is gone, let it dry for a few minutes and then check it again, because the paper will dry and then you'll see that there's still more to remove. Once you've removed all the paper, you'll want to put it in the oven. Set it for around 130 degrees Celsius, and don't leave it for too long, no more than 10 minutes, because you don't want it to burn. So this is the image after we've removed the paper. It hasn't been glazed yet, but we're about to do that. So this is how it will look. All the paper's been wet and smoothed off it, and then we're going to give it a quick glaze, and then we're going to pop it in the oven for about maybe 10 minutes. We're going to keep a close eye on it so that it does not burn. I'm going to quickly glaze that. I'm going to try and make it even so it doesn't. It's good to get the sides as well. And then we're going to put it in the oven. You're going to want to put a hole in it. Best do this before you fire it, because it's very hard to make a hole in it once it's been cooked. So there we go. The Sculpey Michael Jackson clay tile pendant is finished. I've made it with translucent clay, so it hasn't come out the best. The best is to always use white Sculpey, and they have the best results for these kind of pendants. In the next tutorial, I'm going to teach you to make other useless crap like these two little characters out of Sculpey and other things. If this tutorial that I've showed you today was helpful, subscribe and enjoy and show me what you've made. Thank you, bye bye.